why is it that we buy a new computer when we already have one? And why do we exchange our old cell phone for a new one? Most likely because the new one has more data and it performs in a better manner, more effective, quicker, whatever. Likewise, our lives has room to grow as well. There's areas in our life that we can exchange the old information for new. And in many ways, it can make a life change difference. I'll give you some examples. When I was in my early 20s, just a few years ago, I thought to myself, I don't want to I don't want to have a lot of money, and I don't want to have a business. And the reason why is because if I had a lot, it would really bother me if I lost it. And where that thought came from is my mother and father, they had their own business. They went bankrupt. The reason why, many, many years ago, they did business with the military, and when the war ended, there was no room for their products. Well, at a 20-year-old level, I thought, if I continue to believe this, that I don't want to have money and I don't want to have success because I might lose it, I'm going to be sabotaging myself for the rest of my life. So I made a decision that I'm not going to accept that belief anymore. And because of that, I didn't allow myself to be sabotaged. If I wanted to do something in life, I pretty much have conquered almost every goal and have finished most of my projects that I tried. Another example of this, when I was again in my early 20s, I went to a church, and the pastor saw how interested I was in what he was talking about. So he called me into his office, and he said, I can tell your enthusiasm for what I have to say. And I said, yes, I really enjoyed your speech. And he said, you know, as a Christian, you should give 10% of your earnings to the church. I never heard that because I had gone to a Catholic church and you put $1 in or $5. So to give 10% was very new to me. And because of that, I never went back to that church. Many years passed, and I was listening to the radio. And the radio said that tithing is something that God wants us to do, and it's something that could benefit us. And it's something that is important to God. So I put 10% of my earnings for the month in an envelope. In the envelope, I marked it church. The reason why, I wasn't going to a church, so I didn't know where to give my money. So one of the people that I worked with said, you know, come to my church and talk to our pastor. So when I did, I gave the 10% to that particular person. I never necessarily attended that church, but I didn't know who else to give it to. Well, that year I ended up with $10,000 more in my account than I had the year before. And I thought, gosh, when they said 10%, I'm thinking, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. I'm going to have to, you know, really squeeze my money so I can be able to give this money. And I noticed that this has now been, at least 30 years. And money has never been an issue. It seems kind of interesting, but it hasn't. Both of the things that I'm telling you is a change in my view. I could have continued for the rest of my life resenting paying tithes. I could have for the rest of my life sabotaged myself and not be able to accomplish the things that I wanted to. In Christianity, one of the things that we talk about is to put away the old man and become new. In motivational groups, they tell you that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Frankly, I kind of go along with that. If you really want to do something, you're willing to put forth the effort, you can pretty much do most things. I have to agree with that. But did you know that a lot of the information that the motivational people give you is from the Bible? And the reason why is because they're godly principles. If you don't believe in God, or if you do, either way, the principles still work. So if you have something, point of view, perception, that you know is not benefiting you, you can make a conscious decision to have a new belief. For instance, you know, I'm not a very good wife, and I don't think I ever will be, and I just don't feel like I can continue this. Well, you can say, well, I can be the best wife I can be, and put everything I have into it, and that's what I'm capable of doing. So I'll stay in the marriage and just do my best. And that's a change of a viewpoint. The new viewpoint will relax you, make you more comfortable. Likewise, if you're a husband and you feel that, gosh, my wife, all she does is nag at me, and you know, I don't know if I even want to stay in this marriage, then you can change the view, and you might want to say, but you know what, I can choose to love her anyway, and I can choose to show love towards her. And that choice can, again, keep the man in the marriage. Now, I can talk about any subject, children, money, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a change in a point of view that can benefit you for the rest of your life. The thing that's interesting is that each of us have viewpoints that need to be updated. Just like our computers, we can update our computer by putting good, healthy viewpoints into our brain, in our heart.